First thing I'm going to do is import sys. Now I'm going to open up a file. F equals open, and I'll call this file gg.txt space and a slash mode equals append, and it's going to be text, and oops, don't forget the comma or we're in trouble. And then finally encoding equals UTF-8 single quote, close parens, and we are good to go, I believe. There we go. Now we just opened up our file. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to tell Mr. F over here, because I'm using F now as a handle, to open up this file. This is the mode, append and text. Create it if it's not there, and append data onto the end of it if it's already there. And the encoding is UTF-8. Alright, now I'm going to tell Mr. F to write some lines, specifically something called X. What X? Well, for X in the range 1 through 100. So I'm going to write 1 through 99 is going to get sent there. Oh, but I'm going to run into trouble here. I got to turn this into a string. str string of X. Oh, I got more trouble. I want to add on to that the new line character, like so, and a single quote, and that's it. So I want to write this for every X. I better make this bigger. For every X in the range of 1 through 100. I hit enter. No problemos. And now I do a f.close. And now let's go find our gg.txt file. So I go to my Python 34 directory, and there it is. I double click on this, and there's my file. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way to 99. Alright, that's fine. So step number 1, I'm going to open up gg.text, and the mode will be read text encoding UTF-8, and I'll assign it to F. I hit enter, that's fine. Next thing that I do is I set a list equal to X, and it's empty. Now I'm going to can the following. For each line in F, this is what I want you to do. You're going to create a variable called A, and you're going to take that line, strip it of any extra characters that it's got on it, and then you're going to convert that to an integer and read that into A. That's what you're going to do. Then you're going to append A into X. That's the list over here. Alright, that should do it. Let's see how it works. That's done. Let's see what is in X now. Whoa. We've got all of our stuff now. For I in X, print X. Not print X, that should be print I. How do I do that? Okay, here we go again. For I in X, print I. And then we get all of our data. 1 through 99. As you can very clearly see, after my error. Finally, the last thing we have to do is close that file. f.close. And bingo. Now the job is done. Now I'm going into my file. On the 5th one right here, I'm going to key in yikers. And this is going to cause our program to crash. Let's see what happens. Now, so far what I've done, I opened up gg.text, mode, reading, and for UTF-8, and then I accidentally closed it. Oops. I open it up again, this time for reading, and encoding it with UTF-8. I create a new list called X for each line in F. This is what I want you to do. Strip off any junk, turn it into an integer, assign it to A, and append it to X. So I'm putting everything into the X list that I'm reading out of this file. Now we're going to run into trouble because of the word yikers. I hit enter, and enter again. Wow! Invalid literal for the int function. It tried to turn something into int and failed. What was the thing it tried to turn into int? Yikers. Yikes. So, big yikers. What are we going to do? F close never got executed. we got to be able to close out our file if we run into trouble like this. Okay, let's do that. But first, I may literally close it right now, and that's done now. I need that to be done even when there's an accident like this. That's what this lesson is about. Now, to do this and make sense out of it, I put into a separate file. I create my list called X. Now I'm going to use a try and finally. Try this, and regardless of whatever happens, there's an error, whatever, finally, before you stop, do these two commands. So this will get executed, regardless of what else happens. So what do? I open up the file called gg.txt. The mode is read, and it's text. And then the encoding is UTF-8. For each line in F, do the following. Strip off any garbage on the line, make an int out of it, assign it to A. Now, as soon as it hits that bad guy, it's going to generate a value error. And before, the program just stopped. Now what's going to happen is the system is going to jump down to here, and it's going to close the file. How do I know it did that? Well, I put a print statement over here, closing the file. That tells me it got to here and it's executing this code. Oh, okay. And afterwards, I can, just to show that it did get executed, I could key in closing accomplished, \n, quotes, like so. That way I will have visual verification that it executed these lines of code. Now, this is going to generate an error when it gets to this line. Jump over to here, execute these lines. Let's see if that happens. First, I have to file, save. And now let's run this code. Run, and run module. And let's see what happened. It restarted. Closing file. Closing was accomplished. And then it shows the error message. Invalid literal. Yikers. Let's do that again so you can see it more clearly. Put a remark here. End of last session. So you know where we left off. Let me move this over a bit, and let's do it again. Run the module, or I can just hit F5. Bingo. It ran again. There was the end of the last session. Then it didn't restart as soon as I ran that thing. Then closing the file. Closing was accomplished. Yikers. I wonder if anything got into that X. I think the first 5 lines should have gotten in there at least. One way to find out. And there it is. Again, X, hit enter, and there they are. And right after 4, it ran into yikers and trouble. But it jumped up here and executed the 2 print commands, and of course the fclose command. And this is George Boole. I hope this video was helpful. Please rate this video by clicking on the like button, and good luck.